Hello toppers, today we will be discussing regarding dengue and its related MCQ notes. Let's start. So first question is, who is causing dengue? Let's see. Those comes from arbovirus family, that is flavivirus, and it may result in four different types of infection. That is, first one asymptomatic, second dengue, then dengue hemorrhagic fever, and dengue shock syndrome. And here, in case of the flaviviruses, we have four serotypes, that is dengue 1, 2, 3, and 4. How they are affecting humans? Okay, we now know the causative organism, and let's see how it is affecting us. So the vector which is carrying the virus is Aedes aegypti or tiger mosquito. Then the reservoir where the multiplication of the viruses will happen. It will happen in man and mosquito. And then the incubation period, it's from 5 to 6 days. What is classical dengue fever? Let's see in detail. So it is also known as breakbone fever, and the clinical features are high grade fever, that is biphasic with chills, intense headache will be there, muscle and joint pains will be there, and retroorbital pain and photophobia, then colicky pain and abdominal tenderness, skin rash will present. And now regarding dengue hemorrhagic fever. So it is a severe form of dengue fever caused by the infection with more than one dengue virus type. So there will be additional infection of another one virus also. So here the incubation period is from 4 to 6 days, almost similar. And the clinical features are, already there will be features of dengue fever. Along with that we can see rash, which is very less common. Then rising hematocrit value, be clear with the values, that is more than 20% of baseline. Then moderate to marked thrombocytopenia, that is less than 1 lakh per millimeter cube. Hepatomegaly. Then positive tourniquet test, if there would be more than 20 pTK per square inch. We will be discussing regarding this positive tourniquet test at the end of the video. Okay, now we know the clinical features. Now how to diagnose dengue hemorrhagic fever? There will be fever along with hemorrhagic manifestations, as we had seen. Then thrombocytopenia and hemoconcentration or rising hematocrit. So this is the diagnostic criteria. So try to remember this exactly, this four combination. So now let's see regarding how to diagnose the dengue shock syndrome. First, there will be features of dengue hemorrhagic fever. Along with that, we can see few other symptoms. Those are shock, which will be having rapid and weak pulse, narrow pulse pressure, that is less than 20 mmHg, or hypotension. There might be cold clammy skin and restlessness. Okay. How to do tourniquet test? Already we had seen in case of tourniquet test that if there would be more than 20 petechial spots per square inch in cubital fossa, then it is considered to be positive and it is indicating dengue hemorrhagic fever. This is the thing we had already seen. Now let's see how to do the thing. So first, take the patient's blood pressure and record it. For example, we can take it as 100 or 70. Then inflate the cuff to a point midway between systolic blood pressure and diastolic blood pressure and maintain for a minute. So example, 100 plus 70 divided by 2. So it is 85 mmHg. So you have to inflate the cuff at 85 mmHg. And you have to wait and you have to count the petechial below the antecubital fossa. So there you have to wait for more than 2 minutes. Then if the test is positive, there will be 10 or more petechial per 1 square inch. Already we had seen if it is more than 20, it is indicating dengue. So let's see how the petechial spots will be there. So the petechia will be appearing like this, and here we can see more spots, like more than 20 spots we can see, and this is the exact procedure to do this tourniquet test. Then, best dengue diagnosis in first week, it can be done with the help of NS1 antigen. Then another MCQ related to dengue, that is, what is saddleback fever? So there will be 2 peaks of fever separated by an afebrile period in between. So we can see this saddleback fever in few other conditions other than dengue. Those are, first is dengue, then trench fever, Bartonellosis, chikungunya, then Colorado tick fever. These are all the other conditions where we can see the saddleback fever. Try to remember it. It is one of the important MCQ. So now the most important MCQ. Let's see the diseases spread by Aedes mosquito. Yellow fever, dengue hemorrhagic fever, then chikungunya, then Rift Valley fever, and finally filariasis, mainly outside India. So this filariasis can be transmitted by 3 different types of mosquito, that is Aedes, Culex and Mansonites, and depending upon the location it may vary. The last, National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program. Under this program 6 diseases were monitored, and those 6 diseases are malaria, filaria, dengue, Kala-Azar, Japanese encephalitis, then last chikungunya. Try to remember this name of the diseases. This is one of the most important question. Thank you so much, toppers.